Hello everyone, hopefully everyone can hear and see me okay. Oh, I'm a little bit cut off and I move myself over a little bit. Hey, how is everyone doing? Welcome live to tonight's live question time. If you're new to this evening, question time is a chance for you to ask me anything you like regarding game development, Unreal Engine 4, or whatever you really want, open book. So you can choose whatever you want to do, just type into chat your question and keep typing in until I read it and see it, and we'll try and answer as many as we can in tonight's show. We usually run for about an hour, and we do this every single Wednesday. So if you're new, hello and welcome. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. A few things. We've got lots of news to talk about because there's lots of stuff going on at the moment. First up, private tuitions are still available for November. So if you want a private tuition for myself, check out more details on ryanlady.com/blog. You can get private sessions, they're about an hour and a half each, and you can get recordings, project files, and so forth, one-to-one chats about your projects. Alongside that, we also have the Game Jam. So the Game Jam is happening this Saturday. So tune in Saturday at 9 PM BST for the announcement of the theme, and that's when you can actually start working on your project for the Game Jam submission. You have until, I think it's the Wednesday, to submit your Game Jam via itch, and then rate each other's work, and then on the following Saturday we'll be picking our winners and runner-up. Winner will receive a $100 gift voucher from Amazon and 4 free one-to-one sessions with myself. So you get 4 free one-to-one sessions, and you can use them whenever you like. They are lifetime vouchers. Runner-up will get 2 runner-ups. Will get 1 free one-to-one session. Again, lasts forever. You can use it whenever you like. So those are up for grabs on the Game Jam. So make sure you head over to itch.io/jam/RyanLadyJam, I think it is. Link is in the chat, so you can click on that and it'll take you straight to it. So make sure you do sign up before the start. Make sure you get notifications. Alongside that, we also got an announcement that we hit our goal of 500 patrons. So massive thank you to all my patrons over on patreon.com/RyanLady. We hit the goal of 500, and what that means is that my patrons will get it first, but we're doing an RTS series. So I'm going to show you how to do a real-time strategy game like Command & Conquer, Age of Empires, StarCraft, those sort of games. I'm going to show you how to make one of those using Unreal Engine 4, and that series will be starting hopefully soon for the patrons, and then soon after for everyone else. So massive thank you everyone there. In November, we'll be putting up the new Patreon goal, which will be to create a FPS online multiplayer deathmatch game. And it'd be something that we could play together with, hopefully. Next week, so starting the 24th, the launch of the Game Jam, it is the anniversary week of the channel. It's been 3 years since I started this channel, and it's been a wild ride. We've seen loads of growth, so loads of interest, and subscriber numbers are excellent. We've seen, I think, about almost 30,000, so thank you so much for subscribing. In the week, you can expect not just the Game Jam, but loads of videos coming out, loads of content coming out, unique content too, for patrons and YouTube members, and YouTube subscribers, sorry. So make sure you check out the channel every single day following that week, okay? So make sure you pop by. I'm working my arse off to try and get as much content in for that week, so you guys got plenty to watch. And finally, Patreon. If you want to subscribe to Patreon and want to get 2 months free, you can sign up now for annual membership, and you'll get 2 months free, and that will end, though, that deal on the October 31st. But when we go into November, that deal will no longer exist, and annual memberships will go down, and you won't get the 2 months free. So if you want to become a member and sign up for a whole year's worth up front, you get 2 months free. So for the price of $10, you get a whole year's worth of content, early access through Patreon. And that's it. That's all my news. Whew, loads of stuff to go to. So let's go over the chat and see who we've got tonight joining us. So we've got Spencer, hello, Gavin, Cry, Boris, Dopio, and so forth, Pedruck, without loads of people, okay? So we've got loads of people joining chat, and if you are going to be spamming chat with nonsense, you will be able to say goodbye. So please refrain from filling the chat with junk. Okay. Hello, Brett. Hello, Gavin. Hello, Acklord. Hello, everyone. So let's scroll through this and see what kind of questions people have been throwing up. And let's go over to the live view here. Okay. What we got going on here? Pedruck. I've been watching your AI tutorials for a while now, but every time I turn into a wall or any object, the AI loses track of me. Is there any way I can set it so you can chase the player for a certain time? Yeah, so at the moment, if you're following my AI stuff, you have a behavior tree, and you've got something like a selector, and then a sequence here, and a sequence here, with one thing in here being an abort if you lose track of it. Yeah, if you do lose track of the if you don't want to lose track of the player straight away and abort it, you can not put the abort on there. So for example, if I put in a decorator blackboard here, you have something like this. An observer aborts, you've got set to none, self, lower priority, or both. You can actually change that so you don't have that there. And what you can do is, if you want to abort it, so say if it's on this one here and it's chasing you, this is the walking, this is chasing. If it aborts this, then you can make it tell it to abort only the self, and then you can do another selector here, or no, to tell it to wait, actually wait, and you can tell it to wait amount of time if you like. Totally up to you, but most importantly, you just want to change or get rid of your abort condition there. That's the way you do that. Okay, let's see what else is going on over here. Hi Paul, I'm good, thank you. Zimmy Jim, I've gotten my MP characters, so I'm guessing multiplayer characters, to spawn with random meshes from each team's separate array, as you suggested in the previous video. But I'm getting duplicates. How will I check duplicate meshes on my level? So when you add a item to an array, the probably easiest way you can do it is when it loads up. So when you're doing your blueprint, add a mesh to a character from an array. You've got your array. Let's just make an array here. So this be a mesh array. And let's change that to a skeletal mesh. Make that an array. So you have your array here, and you've used it to get a random one from here, for example. I'm guessing this is what you've done, and you apply that to the mesh component. However, if you want to stop it from getting duplicates, what you can actually do is take this mesh array and do remove index and drag in this random integer into it. So that'll plug into there and remove that index from it. You can either do remove index or you can do remove item. Both work fine. Remove item, but in this case you plug in the get you get from there, and it'll remove the item from that list. So that will stop you getting duplicates because it will no longer exist in it. That's the best way of doing it. There you go, Zimmy Jim. Hopefully that helps you out. Spencer with a serious question. I have an AI that will shoot at you if it sees you, but it snaps to look at you. Is there a way to make it turn smoothly? Yes. So let's take a look at that. So if I make a AI character here, in your AI character, you've got use controller rotation yaw, and what you can do is you can turn, you can tell the rotation yaw to be different and lerp to it. So, well, not on this side. You want it on the AI controller. Bear with me. So on your AI controller, because it's using the yaw from this controller, which is sending inputs to the mesh, in here you would have a tick and you lerp to it. So you do I don't know, rinterp2, I guess. No, not rinterp. What's it? Interp Oh, not that way. It's not from there. Sorry, R-interp 2. There you go. So don't drag out from the white arrow. So R-interp 2 is what you want to use. So the current here will be you'll get oh no, in fact what you can do is if you go back to AI character, go to character movement, you'll find, yeah, in the rotation rate here you can change this value here, make that lower, and it will turn slower. That's a way to do it. The other way to do it is to do an R-interp, but this is what you want to be changing, this rotation rate. Hi Dandy, watching on Twitch today. Hello everyone on Twitch. Right, I'm getting quite a few. As I say, if I do miss your question, please don't fret, just put it up again, and I'll try and catch it. Gavin. One of my buddies is having a hard time programming an aim down sights function. The function is working. Oh, I've lost it. Function is working. The issue is getting the actor to return to its original animation state. How are you doing your aim down sights function? Are you doing it with an animation or a camera switch or both? Let me know what you're doing with that, and then I can answer that for you. You're welcome, Pedrock. You're welcome, Zimmy Jim. Mara Quinn. Hi, what do you think is the best choice for mobile analytics for UE4? And in case I'm an artist and use only blueprints. Thank you. By what do you mean by mobile analytics? Can you specify what you want to try and do with mobile analytics? Do you because that could be interpreted a couple of ways. Let us know what you exactly mean, and I can give you more advice. Baby Fox, I need some help, dude. Yep, let me know what you need help with. I'll help you out. Vadada, 1 main level and 2 sub levels. I tried to make a small sub levels as transition level, but I don't know how to hook them up, so that when I enter the door from one room player, go to sub level and then to room. Vadada, sorry, have you watched my level streaming video? Because that's something I cover in that video. Using the volumes. Have you watched that video? Let me know. Oh, you have used it. Level traveling. Yeah, look at level streaming. And that'll help I'll answer that for you. That sounds like what you wanted to do. Gabrielis. Question. Could you talk us through on what's the best practice to store game assets? Best way to store sounds, blueprints, materials, meshes? Should a group by object or asset type? I'm guessing you mean in the content browser, Gabriella. So, I mean, it's totally down to you overall because you're the one using it. I would personally separate the folders out by either by system, by level. It varies. So, for example, if I was making, say, I don't know, a first-person shooter, okay, like a Call of Duty. If I'm making Call of Duty, in here I would have a folder called Common, and these would be the things that are on all the levels. So it'd be like the player controllers, the player characters, things like that. And then I have another folder in here called Levels. And in there, I'd have subfolders, which for level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And they may have subfolders for their sub-levels, and so forth. And they will hold individual folders for assets. So these will be assets for meshes. Another one for like sounds. Materials, textures, animations, effects, and so on and so forth. Kind of grouping them up like that, but grouping them into level sense. And then I would have common here. If I've got something like a system, like a shopkeeper system or something like that, I would usually make that a separate folder on its own, because that's going to be something that's common but used across the whole thing. So in this common folder, I would have like leveling up system as a folder, which handles all the UI, textures, the actual blueprints. That's how I organize it. But again, it's totally down to you. So it's totally fine. Oh, sorry, loads are going through. How Christopher Gaming? How do I blueprint a platform that I can down jump through like an old platformer? That's an interesting challenge. Ooh, okay. So the way I do this, let's put in a platform that we can do that to. Let's make a platform here. Platform test, we call it. And in here, we're going to have a mesh. And this thing's going to have a cube for a mesh, because I'm lazy. Okay, and there's our box cube. And we scroll that up. Like so. Can I actually get on it though? That's the question first. I need to be able to get on it. I'll tell you what, I'll just add a double jump to my character quickly. Hang on. Jump 2. Right, let's see that. Okay, so now I've got double jump. And I should be able to walk underneath it. So, no, let's raise it up a little bit. So you need space underneath it, obviously, because you need to be able to jump. Let's add triple jump into it. I'll change the quadruple jump. Okay, so I want to push a key and drop down through this onto the floor below. That's an interesting challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a key thing here. So if I was to hold down, let's do shift, do left shift. So we do it when I push shift. And on here, we're going to drag out character movement component. And from there, we will type in floor. Yeah, find floor. And the capsule location is get actor location. And this returns the floor. That's like a line trace down, essentially. And you get a floor result. And from that, you can split that. And then split the hit result. And the hit result, you get the hit component. Drag that out and set collision enabled. And change to no collision. And hit compile. So let's see how that looks. If I was to jump up here, push shift, and there you go, fall through. But it will now stay, so you can do that. So let's fix that so we can make it not stay no collision. So when I say let go, we'll do is overlapping first of all. Is overlapping actor. We'll do from this actor here. Target self, put that into a branch. And when I release. So if I release the key and overlapping is false, we're going to take this out again. And take the hit component out again. And make that into collision enabled. And I think that's right. Let's test that out. Oh. Get up there. So hold down shift, fall through the floor, let go of shift. Hopefully. Nope, bollocks. It's because I'm letting go of shift when I'm not. Okay. Yes, it is, because I'm letting go of shift here. It's now getting a new hit component, which is not what I want. So we need to store this actor over here. Right, that to a variable. Platform. Call it that. Why not? And then rather than do the overlapping actor from here, you do overlapping of this platform instead. Oh. And we then set collision enabled on its get shoot. Okay, we have to use this instead. Okay, so do false, true. Get rid of that. And then do the actor rather than component. I don't know if the actor will work. So let's check that out. Turn that off. Let's see if this works. No. Oh, yeah. Hit actor becomes platform. Oh, I've got to set that to target there. There you go. Oh. Well, can't go through it now, so that's good. Hold down shift. There you go. So to recap that one, when I push my key or my input for it, we've got character movement, find floor, and plug in the actor location into capsule location. Split all your results until you get to hit actor. Then you want to store hit actor as a variable because you need to check that later on, and set its collision to false. Then when you release the key, we're checking if we're still overlapping the platform. That way you don't get stuck in it when you let go. So when I let go of it, hit false, and it will now do that. And there you go. Now it does it. Hopefully that helps you out. Schizophrenia. I'm just going to scroll down here and see what we've got at the bottom here. Brett Canny with the donation. Thank you so much. You watching Khabib? I don't know what that is. Is that boxing? I don't know. I'm not into sports. I assume that's boxing. And if they... no. Sorry. I have no time for leisurely activities. Who else we got over here? So, hello, call me Serge. Oh, is that Serge? Hello. Hi, Serge. I have got your... If that is Serge, I have got your email. I need to respond back to you. I know that. If you're not Serge, then you're something completely different. HDG Doom Knight. Hi, Ryan. In multiplayer games with hostile AI, the AI chases the host and not the clients. It does detect the clients. It skips them and goes after the host. Any way to fix that? AI only chases the host and not the clients. How curious. I don't know why it would do that. The only thing I can think of is you haven't... Like, if you want to get... You need to figure out which one's the closest. No. I don't get why it would do that. If you want it to go after... No, how to fix that? Chases the host and not the clients. I'd be interested to see how you've set it up, because you should have done it so it's only going after the player character. Or like the nearest third person character, or whatever you've done. As long as it goes after this sort of character, like the playable character actor, that's what it should be going after. And because there's multiple of them in the world, it should be fine going with these. It's interesting. I don't know what way you've done it set up, so I can't really advise further. HDG, you should have it so it's finding a first person character or finding like the closest one to it. Because when you do multiplayer, it just spawns multiple of these, and that's what it would go after. There's no reason why it would go after the host specifically. Oh, pardon me. Oscar Olguin. Hi, sword attack, 3 to 5 hit per second. Is it better to use a box collision or ray trace, and why? Now, this is up to you, really, and up to the type of game you're making. If you're making something that does not need to be pinpoint accurate sword swings and things like that, go for a spawner damaging box sort of field in front of the player character. I personally would do a box field that damages the enemy that you're attacking, just because it's easier. Less things can go wrong with it, but a line trace does get that accurate sort of movement. But yeah, I say if it was me making the game, I would do a box thing, damaging box field in front of the player. Matt Wilson, I have a countdown timer that I want to add time to and subtract time when I pick up an object. Could you help? So, Matt Wilson, your timer, I hope that you're using set timer by event or something, or function name. Using this, hopefully. Once you've got that, you get its return value. Promote that to a variable, and that's your timer. And you set in the time that you start at, so that's like 10 seconds here, for example. Let's actually do this properly. So we'll do begin play this thing. That up. Oh yeah, pardon me. Event. We're gonna go into custom, end time, and this will be a print string, for example. Time's up. So we've got a timer here for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, it'll print time's up. However, if we push a key, for instance, this could be a pickup, whatever it may be. If I push the T key, I want to get this timer value, and on here I can manipulate it. So I can't remember what it's called, but if we go into the timer sections in here, time, you can change it. Get time remaining, and so you get time remaining, and then you add whatever you want to it. So let's add 5, and then you do another set timer by event or by function. But at this point, it's probably easier to do it by function because you don't have lines going for it then, and the time will go into there like so, making sure that your return value here is also the timer, the same timer. So it sort of overwrites it. And this event will go over here. Cool. So let's test this out. I'm going to do play. So in 10 seconds, it will print that string. However, I'm going to push the T key once. We've been talking about 5 seconds so far. Push T key once, and that should be a bit longer than 10 seconds. So let's see if it comes up. There you go. So we sort of delayed it by adding time to it. And this opposite works for if we want to take away time. So if let's do minus 5 seconds. Hit compile and push play. So at the moment it's counted down from 10 seconds. But I hit T, 1, 2, 3. There you go. So it's a lot quicker. And that's how you do a timer that you can manipulate in time. So to recap, I'll put it on the screen. You set your timer and store its reference, send its starting time. And then when you push the key or pick up an item or event happens, whatever that causes this timer to change, you want an event or function that does it. So timer, get timer remaining by handle, then add or minus a value. Resend it back to set timer by event, set in return value back to that timer, and it will redo the timer back over here. And that's it. I've forgotten who that was for. Yeah, Matt, there you go. You're welcome, Matt. Call me Serge. Also, I didn't know you taught game design to Bazinga. Yep, I taught Ethan game design way back when. He just done a marathon. So congrats to Ethan. I know he's not watching this, so I don't know. But congrats to him out there. I've said congrats to him personally anyway. So well done, man. Done a great job. But yeah, no, I took Bazinga. Matt Wilson, I wasn't doing it that way, but I am now. Good. Nick Grubbs. Big question of mine though. How would I go about making my game multiplayer without using OWS or something preset? Can you do a tutorial on turning your abilities into a MMO? Because that's pretty much what I'm doing. Oh my god, right. No. If you want to do dedicated server multiplayer, dedicated server, you need to be going into the C++ side of things and dealing with that side. And you can use Epic Game Services for that. They have that available to you. It's not great documentation out for it. I've dabbled in it and it's confusing, but that does exist. There's Amazon Web Services as well. Again, you have to dabble in C++ if you want dedicated servers. If you don't want dedicated servers and you're happy to do peer-to-peer, you don't have to rely on that. You can do that in Blueprints, which my online multiplayer series will be covering in time. So check out for that. If you're making an MMO, don't. They are hard work and take a lot of time, and I would not advise an MMO to anyone that are doing it as a small team or on their own. But if you want to have a crack at it, have a crack at it. But I'm not. I do not have the time to go through and show how to make an MMO. It's such a large project. Games are hard to make enough. Online games make it harder, and MMOs are the hardest online game. So tricky. Brett Kenny, Ryan, what would you say your number one favourite game? Which one would you say was the most inspiring to you personally? Banjo-Kazooie. I love Banjo-Kazooie. I can play that game 100% all the time, no problem. Like, I know that game inside and out. And it's one I kind of like got hooked on early. I love it. Love Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. X-Draco's answered your question there, Phil Cry, Falsey, with regards to light. Put a sphere trace the same size as your light when it hits the trace or the light switch. You can do a sphere mask in the material using the position of the light. So to do the position of the light, you have to do a line trace out to get that position, and then you do a sphere trace. Experiment with sphere, not sphere trace. Experiment with sphere masking. That'll help you with that. Google it and you'll see. It'll be that coupled with stencils. Oh, I bet. I like the challenge. I'm using tutorials as a teaching point, so either way, appreciate it. Oh, you're welcome, Nick. All the best of luck to you. I don't have the guts to it. David Harmon, hello. Where would be the best place to put stats to your character? If it's to the character, on the character actor. If it's to the player, on the player controller. So if it's a player's score, for example, put it on the controller or the player state. If it's something to do with the character, like health or mana, then it belongs to the character actor. There's where you'd put those little things. What else we got here? So we've got Dandy Chill. I have a basic AI setup in Blueprints. Simple move to location and attack setup. Would a line trace be a good option for making their movement less linear? Make them form less of a conga line. So if I'm not supposed to repost. No, you're allowed to repost. You can repost as much as you like until I get to see you answer a question. So they're using a conga line because they're using their pathfinding to get that point, okay? what you can do is, if I remember how to do this, move to no, what's it called? AI move to. If you do AI move to, I don't know actually if it is that or not. You can there's a setting somewhere where we can customize how rigid they follow the best path. Maybe it's on the controller. Oh, probably. I don't know where it is though. I need to find it. Google, hang on. I don't know, but there is one thing you can do is you can spawn. So, for example, if I put in a nav mesh, put chat back up. If we put in a nav mesh in here and make it cover the whole map. Okay, so there's your nav mesh, okay? You can actually add modifiers to it to increase the cost. So you have a nav modifier volume in here. If you drag this out, it by default will null it, basically making a space that it can't walk through. But you can actually change that to various things, and you can also make custom ones. So you see area class here, null, low height, null, default low height, null, and obstacle. So low height, no, that's not it. So we need to make your own one. So to make your own one, you need to make your own nav area thing. So you go to blueprint class, nav area. It's quite easy to do, don't worry. Click on new nav area, select, and we'll do high cost nav area. So one thing you could do here is default cost here is 1. If you make this more expensive, so like 0. Like for example 3, whatever. We'll close that, and then on here we can change that to use high cost nav area. And this is now saying that this is now a high cost, meaning that it will avoid this space unless it can find a cheaper alternative. Because when pathfinding happens, these are like nodes, like little segments, and each segment gives a cost to how easy it is to traverse. So if you want something to be less easy to traverse, it's like a swamp or water, or whatever it is, they'll avoid it and walk around it, unless it's actually quicker for them to go through it. Then they'll go through it. So what you could do is have when AI walk about, randomly drop one of these into the world, and they will now just like walk around it and do other stuff. I haven't got any AI in here, and I don't have time to really chuck it in, but use this as a way to do that. You can customize the size of it and stuff. It makes it just a high cost area, and you can have different high cost areas. You can make custom default costs here. Yeah, you change. That's the draw color. That's why it's drawing pink. You can change it to whatever you want. I'll go compile it. And it should. I'll change it back to high cost nav area. There you go. And it'll change its color accordingly. So you can sort of color code the expensive part to walk around. David Harmon, are you still going to be doing your podcast? Please. Yes, I do want to get back into the podcast. It's not going away. It's just finding time to do it. I'm also trying to find. I want to try and find a regular person to join me on the podcast. So someone who can talk at length about game design and game theory and gaming news and things like that. Someone I'm quite close to, so I'm trying to get that in place, and then I can try and do more regular content with the podcast. At the moment, it's a time thing. I'm just doing so much. I literally work every single day for about 20 hours a day. It feels like so. Yes, it will be happening. The next one will still be talking about the future of game development and technology and next generation. So we will be doing a discussion on that in the podcast. There's loads of stuff I want to do with it. It will be coming. Apologies for it being so flippant. We've got about 10 minutes left, so if you have any more questions, fire up in the chat, and we'll try and get through as many as we can. Lexa RX, hi Ryan, can you make a slippery surface for the character? I know you can use physics material, but it doesn't work on my character. The reason why it's probably not working on your character is your character is not a physics-based object. So when your character, if you're using the basic character here, this is not a physics-based object. It's been pushed along by code. It's not being pushed along by physics. So when you go onto ice, turn physics on. Again, we don't have time to set up the whole material, but we've done it before, I swear, in another video. But when you do that floor test, so get cat movement, floor. So you find floor, split this, and split this again, and you get the physics material. You get physics material here, and if that is equal to whatever, you turn the physics on for this whole thing. So go to capsule and set physics enabled. Oh, simulate physics, isn't it? There you go. Turn it on, plug that in, and that's what happens. What you have to do is make sure in the capsule component, if you go over here into physics, you set constraints up for their position. So you just want to change their, you don't want them to fall over. So you want to lock their rotation in the X and Y. Okay, so they can still spin around, but they can't fall over. So lock it in the rotation of that, and it will just stand up like that. And the physics material then will take over that whole entire thing and give momentum to it, and you can then control the friction of it and so forth on that. So make sure you've got that set up there. And then when you come off of it, you set it down down to set simulate physics off. You're welcome, David. Clover, hey, love this question time. You're welcome. My question is, how do you get a particle effect to follow a character like rain or snow? Do you don't have to cover a large volume area for it? Okay, let's do that. Does starter content come with rain? If not, we'll just use something else instead. No. Okay, we'll make some rain quickly. Hang on. FX, we'll do... Oh no, particle system here. We'll do... And we'll make some rain in here quickly. And it'll be minus 100. Minus 100. Oh no, sorry. We want 10. 10. That'd be minus 100. And that would be minus 200. And then we take it to spawn. No, location, sorry. In a initial location here. And we'll change the start location. Min max here, we'll do minus 50. No, do minus 500. Minus 500. 500. Oh. 500. 500. This is going to look like snow. But hey-oh. Lifetime. Let's increase the lifetime. So do it for 10 seconds. 10. Away they go. Let's spawn more of them. Do 100. Give it more velocity. Let's do minus 500. And 700. So there you go. Some rain. And that'll do. So to make it follow the character, right? So what this person's asking, I can't remember who it was now. Sorry, I forgot your name. Cloverstein. So one thing that they were saying is they don't want it, so you have to drag out this and cover the whole entire world with it. Okay, which can be expensive, annoying, and so forth. With rain and snow, though, you can get away with just going onto the player character, go to their viewport, and I add a particle system to it. And choosing your snow or rain, whatever you've done, and just place it above the character. It compile. And because they are part of the player character, they'll go everywhere the player character goes. Now, at the moment, I can run away fast enough to it, and it won't catch up quick enough. To fix that, if you go to new particle system again, go to required and tick use local space. This works exactly the same in Niagara. So if you use local space for Niagara as well, it's exactly the same. It will now, all the particles will now stay relative to the emitter, which is going with the player. So you can get stuff like that. And if you do it fast enough, you'll never notice that it's just actually following you around. So let's whack up the speed a bit. So let's do minus 900 and minus 1000. There you go. And you'll never notice it. So that's the cheap way of doing it. If you want to be a bit more optimized. Yeah. And if you make it more denser, you can go to spawn. Let's say spawn 1000. Oh. Maybe too many. Spawn. Let's change that to just 500. Why is that doing that? Oh, it's because they're going for too long. 5. Bit too long still. 3. 1. Right. There you go. That's one way of doing it. And what you can do is when you go underneath stuff, you can turn it off based on where you are, or you can make them GPU particles. So if you go up here and then convert these to a GPU particle and add collision onto it, I think that's what you got to do. Let's play that. I might have missed a bit there. Why is that being weird? Might have forgotten something. Hang on. No, I thought it's just collision we're doing it. Hang on, there's one in here that's already this one's GPU. Collision. Bounce, yeah, friction. They should bounce off the floor. I know, but that's one way of doing it. Anyway. Oh, set bounds. What, on the GPU particles? No. That should be it. No. Oh well, you get the gist. Carry on. Like for example, if we made it so the player character had the one that has got GPU particles on it, you can see when you set it up correctly. If you change that one to the sparks. And it's still too high. Hang on. Because when you drag this out, it will... Oh, wrong one. Sparks here. They bounce off stuff like that. Like rain. So, on the player character, we want the... partition a bit higher. There you go. So now you can see it falling off the edge, but not on my head. Yeah. So that's how you can use GPU particles to help you with that. Okay, one more question, and I'm just gonna scroll and stop. And my mouse has stopped on one we've already answered. Let's go back again. Can you... Okay, so we've got America Cruz. Good afternoon. Can you help me? I'm getting an Unreal processor's crashed error when changing lighting levels. Day to night. My crash report says... Assertion failed. Don't know. Day to night. Unfortunately, I can't help you, America. I don't know... I think I need to see more information to be able to solve it. I can't do it right now. Sorry. I mean, the usual. Make sure your hard drive's got space. Be surprised how many crashes that's caused. Okay, and that is it. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us tonight over on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on our weekly question time. If you didn't get your question answered, I'm sorry we ran out of time, but join us next Wednesday for a question time during our anniversary week. Don't forget to check out the game jam on itch.io/jam/Ryan Laley Jam. So search for that and you'll find it. Sign up to it. There are prizes for winners and runners-up. At 9 PM on Saturday, you have the theme, which will be announced as a premiere video at 9 PM BST on Saturday. There will be no live stream this Saturday. It is me and my wife's anniversary. So I won't be online. I'll be taking my wife out for dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, so I won't be online, but I'll be watching afar and seeing how well people are getting on with the game jam throughout the week. Throughout the week of the next week is our anniversary, so expect new videos every single day. So every day, Monday to Friday, you're going to get a whole new video and some special stuff too. So check that out next week for new information, more information, more videos, live streams, stuff like that. Check that out all next week. Can't wait for you guys to see some stuff I've been preparing. It's going to be fun. So, other than that, have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. And I wish you all the best. And keep making games. See you guys next time. Bye.